The Year in Search. That's our Techstination. I'm Fred Fishkin. Joining us from Google is technology and search trends expert Sarah Armstrong. Great to see you again, Sarah.
Thank you for having me.
Well, you've compiled a list, many lists, it looks like, of what we searched for the most this year, from entertainment, sports, music, pop culture, news, and more. Let's start out with news and the events that prompted the most searches there. What was on top?
Yeah, so in this news category, we often see those news events that are developing stories. So folks continue to go back to Google to get the latest information. So at the top of this list, we're seeing Israel and Gaza at number one. That's followed by Titanic submarine and then Hurricane Hillary.
That's interesting, and I in the top 10 anyway. I don't see the war in Ukraine this year.
And that topped our list last year, which is really interesting. What caught my attention is you see a lot of hurricanes, a lot of weather events. So three, four, and five, all hurricanes. You see some fires in there. I'm not too surprised to see the submarine at number two. I know that really captured the nation's attention.
Yeah, hurricanes really dominated the top five, right? So
Absolutely.
interesting. What about the most searched for people?
Yeah, in this people category, Damar Hamlin takes the top spot. He is a safety on the Buffalo Bills. And you might remember in January, he collapsed on the field in the middle of a game. He experienced cardiac arrest, and millions of people, of course, turned to Google, ask what happened. Is he okay? Luckily, he made a full recovery.
That is fortunate. And you know what's interesting to me here? Taylor Swift, Times Person of the Year, had a song that made your list in that category, but she was not in the top 10 for searched for people. But the athlete she's dating is certainly there.
It's a really good point, and that takes us to the methodology. So we're looking at those trends that had the biggest increase from 2022 to 2023, and Taylor Swift is always trending. She actually hit an all-time high last year and then beat her own record this year. So folks are definitely searching for her.
So she's still way up there. It's just that there's not much growth because there wasn't much room to grow. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. She's always really highly searched for, so we don't see that huge spike. Travis Kelce, on the other hand, we do see a huge spike in his search interest this year, probably because he's dating Taylor Swift. I know he was already very popular, but he comes in at number three on our list.
Tell us about the movie category.
Yeah, in the movie category, we see lots of different genres, but at the very top, it might not be too surprising that Barbie takes that top slot, and then that's followed by Oppenheimer. Those two movies being released on the same day was such a phenomenon. I remember seeing Barbenheimer t-shirts. A lot of people did double features, so it's pretty fun to see.
Books is another interesting category here that I don't know how your list corresponds with like the bestseller lists from the Times, et cetera.
Yeah, a lot of these books were new to me, I have to say. So in the top two, we see young adult novels. So My Fault and Fourth Wing. It's young adult novels are kind of throughout this category. At number 10, we have Spare. I thought that would be higher up on the list by Prince Harry. I know that was a really popular memoir this year. But yeah, a lot of books skewing to younger audiences.
Recipes is another kind of fun category, the most searched for recipes there. And I got to admit, most of these are pretty mysterious to me.
Right. And this is an area where we see kind of internet culture take over some of the trends. So the top recipe here is Grimace Shake. That's a purple milkshake from McDonald's that just went wild on the internet this year. A lot of people made short form videos about these shakes. They kind of would take sort of a dark turn and people would have these whole plots around the shake. So it became a big internet trend and that's why we see it on the recipe list.
So you have a lot more categories. We can't get to everything, but there's one category called explained. I'll let you explain that.
Yeah, and this is where we see folks typing in something and then explain. So asking Google to explain it. We see a lot of TV, kind of scary thriller TV shows and movies here. So the top search is The Menu. I'm not sure, have you seen it?
No, I haven't.
It's a kind of a thriller movie. I'm a little too scared to see it, but people go to a island for a very fancy restaurant, but then things aren't quite as they seem, and it takes a turn. So I think there's a lot of twists and turns people want explained. And same with the next one on the list, No One Will Save You, Silo. These are all kind of scary TV and movies. We do see some news events here. So Israel and Palestine Explained is on there. Title 42 Explained. So people also trying to get a little deeper on the news stories.
So for more information, where can people turn to, Sarah?
You can go to yearinsearch.google.
Just terrific. Sarah Armstrong, thank you so much for spending time with us, and happy holidays.
Thank you.